Welcome to Wednesday Night is Overbooked, your midweek show about the world of professional wrestling. I am your host, JOKERVOICE, and to my stage right, for now until he says something stupid, is the man where if bad takes were a kingdom, he would reign supreme. It is LeftEyeEgo. How are you, sir?
Doing great, especially if the bad takes reign supreme might have a championship belt. I'll take it.
Oh, no. And directly beneath him is the legal mind, our legal expert. It is Duke Devil 95, Bradley Burnett. How are you, sir? How is the wormhole watching going?
Going good so far, and if Ego were to have that championship belt, it would be about as valuable as a 24/7 belt. And I don't know if you could tell right now, but there's an puppy who's eager to leave for some reason. Doesn't want to talk wrestling tonight. Maybe it's some of the subjects.
Well,
maybe
possibly. You never know.
Stop whining.
And right below me is the Ultimo Matissimo Jr., the unbearable 73. Matt, how are you, sir?
Doing okay here in the anus of America, otherwise known as New Jersey. Get ready to poop out to the ocean.
All right. We got some folks in the chat right here. Say hello real quick here. We have one of our wrenches, Mr. Kai. Hello, sir. We also have our other wrench, Jacob Ironside. And we got folks, Jacob is dropping links in the chat round already. We have a goal, double-digit likes. So make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. All our information is down below in the description.
I say you better subscribe or we'll bash in some skulls, right?
So there we go. That is where we go. And I've already been informed we are halfway to our goal of likes already. That is awesome. So yes, we do have some topics to talk about. But first, this man right here has to publicly make an announcement here, or denouncement. Mr. LeftEyeEgo with that lovely coffee mug there, the floor is yours.
Letting you know right now, I did watch that Smackdown episode, which was Jade Cargill calling out Tiffany Stratton. And you know what? I'm not denouncing a damn thing, okay? I'm letting you know right now that was not her fault at all. I watched it twice. She didn't make any mistakes. I completely...
He's going to find the 24/7 belt.
The only mistake she made was she didn't memorize her script right before she walked through the curtain.
That's not her fault. It was 6 sentences, okay?
Okay, she got lost in 6 sentences, sir.
The only mistake she made
What else was she supposed to say?
Memorize her lines and
it was like 6 things.
Write them on her hand
and deliver them.
The woman has a college degree. She will memorize 6 lines.
And
over terrible 6 lines.
Deliver the line like a normal person talks. Tiffany, you had a great match at WrestleMania, but you're not the best until you beat me. Are you kidding me?
To be fair, half the roster talks like that. Let's be fair. Second of all, are we talking about just like the
promo?
We're talking about the match and the mic work.
Can't do a freaking promo.
It was like 45 seconds. You're supposed to get the match started anyway.
Can't deliver.
That's not her fault. Why would Paul Levesque put her up there? This is not her fault. Okay? The action figure.
She needs to sink or swim.
Hold on, sir. Karrion Kross does more in 10 seconds on WWE TV.
We are not talking about Karrion Kross, okay? Who was in the farming system. We're talking about someone that got signed over for AEW that got put in a place. We learned that she's an action figure that doesn't even do the poses because her left leg is stiff, so she can't actually stand up. She falls down. She also comes with one of those. That's not my. That's not her fault. All I'm saying is, if you pull the string in her back, she's supposed to be like a speaking spell, and she sounds like Pootie Tang. That's not my fault, okay? Paul Levesque had a year to clear that up, and he was like, you know what? Damn the actual 4 months that you did in the indies that you had to do to come back. I'm going to put you against Tiffany Stratton if she just beat Flair. That's not my fault. He should never put her there.
No, Jay needs to go and spend like 6 months in the Performance Center.
Yep. I'm not against it. All I'm saying is,
no, we're talking to the comment.
That's fine. I'm not against it. All I'm saying is, if this is what you're gonna do, it's not her fault at this point. There's nothing that says that she shouldn't have been put against Lyra Valkyria, because that would have been much more compelling to me than Becky Lynch.
Different show.
Talk about two failing acts just continuing to fail together.
Brad,
be sinking rocks together.
Brad, your take on the even more exposing of just how bad Jade Cargill is.
Actually, I'm rewatching it right now, and it's this is not what Tiffany needs. No. Tiffany can do mic work, but she needs an opponent.
She's green still. She's still green on it.
But like literally, I could deliver a better promo than this. I have more, empathy or passion in my voice. This is, the problem is they didn't put the upgrade in the action figure to make it sound dynamic. It's just the generic, I am here to wrestle and beat Tiffany Stratton, as opposed to like you get a Cobra Commander figure, like Cobra, screaming and like that sort of thing, a true action figure. She needs an upgrade, and I don't care how long she's at Performance Center, it's not going to help.
I'm just saying,
and also, if she wants a career, in Hollywood, that's a problem.
That 5-year-old who gave John Cena the finger did a better promo than Jade Cargill.
Okay,
that's pretty much it. I mean,
this apparently is not a safe space for me right now. Okay. I was told when I came here this would be a safe space for me, and it is not. Okay.
Oh, you poor baby.
The betrayal.
Alrighty, so this goes into the recap of SmackDown and Raw, where we know Matt's biggest beef is camera work.
Yeah, well, second, but yeah.
Matt, I got something just for you, buddy. Just for you. Let's get this thing set up here. We're going to do this real quick. We're going to go. I'm going to make sure there's no sound on this. And this happened on SmackDown right after the promo, and the match got interfered with. Here you go, Matt.
Oh, God. What are they doing? I mean, the camera work. There was another one in a women's match where someone was slamming the other woman into the ring post head on the outside.
Yeah.
And the camera was focused on the space between the victim and the ring post of like 4 inches. Because the way they do it is they slam their arms on the ring post to make the sound. Right? But the camera should have shifted away. Instead, it focused on the space. I mean, if I were Triple H, every time I saw that, the cameraman would be fired. Every single time. That guy fired. Because you can't be that stupid.
And to be quite honest, I go back to what I said last week. Apparently, this feud is not over. And it's still going to be a thing. So what was the point of turning Naomi heel if she wasn't going to get the first win?
Well, Naomi can maybe run her over the car again and get rid of her for 3 moments.
Oh, you're not wrong, sir. You are not wrong.
Hey, well, hold on. That's how we solve the problem. Like Ego, look, we take part of Ego's idea. We put Jade and Lyra in a match together, and then we get Naomi and Becky riding in the car right towards the ring, and they take them both out. Rikishi style.
Now,
didn't see that coming. That's a good one.
So, one thing I wanted to talk about SmackDown was, and this is becoming very, very evident. The women's division on SmackDown is boring.
Boring.
I mean, you just crowned a new Women's United States champion, taking the belt off of Chelsea Green, who wasn't going anywhere because she's booked as a comedy act, and you put the belt on Zelina Vega.
Seriously, no one cares.
She's cute.
Well,
That's all you say.
but as far as a talent, but this could at best be seen as just a lateral move. It's not for the title at all.
The only reason to take it off of Chelsea is that they're going to retool her character. Otherwise, just cut her and let her go someplace else. Because, I mean, unless she doesn't care about her resume or her legacy and just to get out the money,
There you go, Kai. I said, put her back with Andrade and let her be his mouthpiece because she is great on the mic. But again, when you've got the 5 feet of Fury, Alexa Bliss, and Vega's shorter than her.
She's shorter than that?
Well, Alexa is 5'1".
Right.
Vega is like a legit touching 5 feet.
That doesn't make any damn sense.
I mean,
she's
she
like
looked
the Spud Webb of the WWE.
I mean, she looked small when she was on Raw in a match with Liv Morgan. And Liv Morgan is 5'4".
I'd say she's like 5'3", 5'4", or something at best.
Yes. So,
well, I mean, women in general are shorter than men. Got people.
Yes,
Yeah.
This is true. Now, I will say this. Now, because the WWE Championship on SmackDown is kind of being, and yes, she is kind of tied up with a part-timer right now. So you need to do something to keep the men's division there interesting. That U.S. title picture got interesting on Friday night because you had Jacob come out. Solo's bragging of how it was totally him that made sure that Jacob got the title. And Fatu said, "You better get in where you fit in." And I'm like, "Ooh, do not mess with Jacob." Out comes LA Knight, obviously because LA Knight wants a rematch, and then Drew McIntyre's music hits, and I'm like, "Oh, I would love to see Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu go at it." And then,
well,
go on.
I have a pet peeve though that WWE need to stop this. Okay, I'm tired of guys coming and challenging for matches. Okay, we want to see a storyline where guys earn title shots. So when someone goes out and challenges for a match, you should go, "Well, who have you beaten lately?" You know, and if someone's beaten anyone lately, make them go beat a couple people to prove they can earn a title shot.
Okay, so eventually this is what's going to happen. You're going to get this. You're going to get stories interweaving around this title, but I don't think Jacob's dropping the title anytime soon.
I hope not.
But
Jacob Fatu, like Mark Briscoe, are hopefully populating America as they continue to have child. They are hope.
Right. And then we got a confirmed NXT call up full time on SmackDown in the tag team division. Nathan Frazier and Axiom, otherwise known as Fraxium, are now a part of the SmackDown roster. Initially, I thought that they should go to Raw because Raw needs help in their tag team there. But after hearing a few folks and just looking at the roster, Fraxium fits better on SmackDown. You've got the Machine Guns, you got DIY, the Street Profits, you got Los Garza, you got a lot of high energy, high flying teams. Fraxium definitely fits that more of that mold.
That's a good point, Joker, because if they should make sure that the brands visually obviously you want to cross over your wrestling styles and whatnot, but have maybe a more energy driven tag division on SmackDown versus a more classical wrestling or brawling or whatever you want. Like and every few months you swap it around a little bit so you keep it fresh, you know. But that's something that I hope they adhere to, keeping the shows not overlapping stylistically too much, you know.
Gotcha. So, anyone, Brad, any thoughts on the current state of SmackDown?
You know, honestly, I don't watch it enough because it's just not interesting to me anymore.
It's also 3 hours. It's also 3 fucking hours.
Why is it 3 hours?
Not for much longer.
USA?
Not for much longer. Okay. In June, it goes back to 2 hours, and I'm like, thank God.
Because even Raw, I mean, they're maxing out at 2.5 these days,
and that's perfect. That is a perfect time frame.
But also, I mean, part of the problem is we've lacked any brand cohesion. Again, there's too much crossing over left and right, and
so it gets blurred, right?
It takes away from things being unique. Like Matt is saying, it's like, you know, Fraxium fits that role in the tag teams, and it's like you want to have that. I think that makes the brand significant and draws more people to it. Yeah, you want to watch Raw for certain things, but don't you also want to watch SmackDown for certain things? Like,
correct.
It makes it distinct, and I know it doesn't count anymore, but that's what the Survivor Series was based on at 1.2.
Right. So, Ego, thoughts about SmackDown, just in general?
In general, I will say this: if I have only missed maybe one Raw episode since this year started.
Okay.
I have missed every SmackDown episode that's ever aired. That's right there. And every time I try to watch a recap, even for the Raw that I missed, recaps for Raw are 15 minutes. Recaps for SmackDown are less than 12. So I'm like, what did I really miss for a show that's 3 hours? And you only the WWE Network or the WWE YouTube got 12 minutes out of 3 hours. If you got 12 out of 3 hours, why do I give a shit? I mean, I know it's good probably for more of the tag teams and more of the high flyers. But as much as I love the high flyers, I mean, I still get at least 1 to 2 matches that are guaranteed high flyers on Raw. So why do I care? Like, absent a PLE, if you play a promo for me and say, oh, these people are wrestling at Backlash, the tag team championships, and they're not the New Day. Oh, okay. I presume you've caught me up on whatever I was going to miss on SmackDown. So let's just watch the match. So I don't really have any investment in SmackDown.
I will say this: the main event from this past Friday's SmackDown was great. It was a TLC match for the tag team championship. It was the Guns, DIY, and the Street Pro.
Oh, the ladder match? That was good. Right, I'll check that
and,
out now.
JV, there's a point to that.
Hang on, here's why it was good. The last hour of SmackDown was commercial free because this match went 25 minutes.
Oh wow!
And you could easily get taken out with a commercial break here, a commercial break there. Now, I think they gave these guys a WrestleMania type match.
Okay.
Because your WrestleMania matches outside of a few were around 8 to 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right in that time frame. That would have been so that would have not done these guys any good. Montez Ford is freaking amazing. He is so good. And they tried to do a callback, but kind of added to it where Tommaso Ciampa is holding onto the belt.
I saw that's the highlight I did see. Okay. They tried.
And Doc, okay, well, Kai, I just explained why that it
Fair.
wasn't
Fair.
but
Well, I'll comment about that when you're done.
and then Dawkins hits a spear through a table. And
I saw that spot. Okay, that's what that
great-
was.
That was fine.
Okay.
Matt, real quick, and then we'll move on to Raw.
So JV and I were talking before you guys got on in the pre-show about when and why you put pay-per-view quality matches on TV and when you don't, right? So this match that TLC was a pay-per-view quality match.
Correct.
But the reason you put it here on TV is because you're dead in the middle of the pay-per-views, right? The Backlash isn't like tomorrow or whatever. You know what I mean? We're not on the Raw after WrestleMania.
Okay.
So you get like here's WrestleMania down. Here's that match in the middle down. Here's Backlash. You draw the fans in. You let them calm down. You draw them in. No, you don't just go to a abysmal peak at the bottom until Backlash and then shoot back up. You know what I mean? So that's why this match, had it been a week before, like this week or last week, meaning like week either way, it would have been out of place. But capping off that event, the TV event with the pay-per-view quality match, which is probably the best TV match in a while,
it
was the right
on
decision.
SmackDown.
Yeah,
on SmackDown.
Yeah,
definitely. And yeah, because SmackDown of the 3 WWE proper shows is the worst. It's the worst. There were some weeks it's almost unwatchable. Now, over on Monday night, though, Monday night is interesting, which despite certain things from WrestleMania that may have happened, and we'll get into some of all of that later, the top story. Now, if anyone thinks that the World Heavyweight Championship is the top story on Raw,
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
it is not. It is the new version of the Dangerous Alliance or something, but it's just badass. And I can kind of see where I think this story's going, and we'll talk about that in a bit. I am about to talk about that. Yes.
Okay.
I will bring that up in just a bit. But the women's division on SmackDown is getting some serious attention because of some new faces to the general.
You meant Raw. You
What?
said SmackDown. You said SmackDown. You meant Raw.
Sorry, Raw.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought you said SmackDown too. Okay, my bad.
Some new faces to the WWE universe at large, and we've seen them now for the last 2 weeks. Now, some folks know who Roxanne Perez is already, and because she was in the Rumble, she was in the Chamber, she had to do qualifying matches, but they generally haven't seen Julia. And then you see her last week in a stare down circling with Rhea. And then for the last 2 weeks in a row, we've had the NXT Women's Champion Stephanie Kerr on Raw, and just showing the world at large just how good she is. She is amazing. The only thing that I would change with Stephanie is her finishing move. That backbreaker, it's very the rudimentary. She needs something a little more dynamic. She's a luchador. So, in my opinion, I mean, she has that spiral tap, which is amazing. But then we get the top story, which is the new Dangerous Alliance. And yesterday, or Monday Night on Raw, we've introduced one of the best to get folks emotionally invested in something. You introduce to this story Sami Zayn. And the story at the start was, we're making you an offer. Sami, I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. Which, by the way, side note here, if Seth Rollins can stop being just a cackling idiot who needs to stop going through his wife's closet now for clothes.
They swap clothes.
Seth is like the Godfather 2.0.
But I mean,
to be fair, the kimono that he wore on Monday was the least extravagant thing I've seen him wear in a year. So I'll give
glasses
him that.
Those glasses though, stop it.
I can't forgive the glasses. I just said the kimono. I can't forgive the glasses. I refuse. And that shit was like $1,300. That was $1,300 kimono too.
Great.
That is so cute.
You know, we need to make Ego our fashion consultant, I think now.
Right. I think so. Well,
I'd be amenable to that.
Stop it. Just stop it.
Just saying.
We would all be dressed in others. I mean, we all have lucha masks because of Ego. So, cheers to that.
Why he didn't get an El Grande Americano, I don't know. But.
So, Ego, have you ordered your Penta mask yet?
Not yet, dude. I need to see what. There's 3 paychecks in the month of May for me, so Penta may be somewhere in there. It's either Penta or Grande Americano. No, I'm not gonna lie. It's a toss up now.
Okay, so you introduce Sammy, who, when Sammy was working with Roman and the Usos and the Bloodline, was some of the best, most compelling TV that they have done. Now you introduce Sammy into this with Seth and Braun and Heyman, and they gave something that we're going to give you the carrot and the stick. The stick is Braun Breaker. If you don't join us, Braun is going to break you in half. The carrot is something you've always wanted, Sammy. A shot at a WWE championship. Just go to SmackDown. Whoever wins the Cena Randy match, you're next in line. And Sammy, being Sammy, because if you watch this product anymore, Sammy is the everyman. He's that blue collar working from behind, the underdog, and he's the wonderful at it. His promo work, he speaks like a normal human, not like a robot. We won't talk about that. That's right. You can scowl at me all you want, sir. It's not gonna change it.
That's more facial expressions than Jade had. Just saying.
That was wonderful, sir. That was great. So we get to the end, and Sammy, of course, tells Seth to go to hell. This is what I mean by long-term storytelling, because they planted the seed right now. Because I believe at the earliest Night of Champions, or at the latest SummerSlam. This is just my thought process of what I'm thinking here. Seth Rollins is beating Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. Because you're not going to make this action where Seth is almost back in his Monday Night the Messiah again and not put a title on him. Then, does anyone know or remember where the Royal Rumble is going to be next year?
Saudi Arabia.
Are you catching it yet?
Oh, so you're saying that the Jey Uso era will be at least 1 year?
No.
Sammy's going to win the Royal Rumble.
Sammy's going to win the Royal Rumble, and Seth will have the championship by that time. Sammy will win because he's Muslim. And that's a huge win in an Arabian
country. Big pop. And Sami Zayn will get his WrestleMania moment and become the World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania 42 defeating Seth Rollins. This is the long-term story.
Sounds logical.
He's already talked to Paul about it. It's as good as it's done. He and Paul talked about it earlier today.
Rumble. So I know this hurts ego because Jay's title reign is going to be maybe 100 days. Maybe 100 days.
Hey, at least as long as an Intercontinental.
True. 28.
Yeah.
This is indeed not a safe space for me tonight.
Which we also from this past Friday and Monday.
Oh, by the way.
Yes, sir.
I love those audience cheering one more time for those spears, man.
Okay,
I love that.
This is another
That was hilarious.
issue that and we'll get into that in just a second. We got 4 matches pretty much already confirmed for Backlash the weekend, May 10th. So speaking of Jay, we will start with Liv's first title run was 97 days, so close. So we have Jay Uso facing Logan Paul for the World Heavyweight Championship. Anyone have any thoughts or predictions? Because I have a few words on this. Ego, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I'm going to start with what Kai said about essentially alluding to the fact that Jey Uso is going to drop the title. Okay, Kai, I want you to put a hashtag yeet in at the very beginning of the Wednesday following Backlash after Jey Uso retains, because there's no damn way, as over as Jey Uso is, that the Yeetamania goes less than 30 days. Okay.
SummerSlam.
Why are y'all against Hope? Why do you hate Hope? Why?
Okay.
Why?
Matt, thoughts? Logan Paul and Uso.
Logan Paul's not winning the title there.
No.
There's no way in hell. I mean, they need to make money off of Jay Walk as his run. So
Correct.
SummerSlam makes more sense.
Correct.
So
And-
we're on a big show. Seth Rollins, blah blah blah.
And it's the first 2-night SummerSlam. So
Yeah.
I forgot it's 2 nights this year. Okay.
Brad, thoughts?
So are all 4 2 nights now? WrestleMania, SummerSlam.
No. Right now, it's just the 2. Give it time.
Oh,
Give it
God.
time.
Next thing you know, all the intermediate PLEs are going to be 2 nights, and next thing you know, WrestleMania is going to be a whole week.
It's WrestleMania month, guys.
The one thing that I could see, that they could justify making a 2-night event is the Rumble. Have the men's Rumble on the one night, have the women's on another night, possibly. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And it produced Bubba.
True. Okay, Brad, thoughts on Logan Paul and Mr. J? Uso?
Well, if you want to solidify your new champion as a legitimate champion, then you give his first opponent internet troll Logan Paul.
Yeah, this is.
I mean, look, Logan Paul. We have all agreed, dude is doing great work. I mean, for a guy who, he's athletic already, but he does put on a show in the ring. The problem is he's not considered a legitimate wrestler. And who does Jay pick as his first opponent? He could have said, "Who the hell are you? Get the hell out of here! I've been busting my ass here for 10 years. Get out of here." He didn't do that. So I think it goes more to the point that's just like, it's all, if it's just, you're going to get mega hate with Logan Paul. You're going to get mega yeetin with Yeetamania. and it's just going to be a whole bunch of noise. That's the whole match is going to be noise and high spots, and that's going to be it. It's not going to be a real match for anything. So
What's wrong with that?
Okay, here's my take on this. I think this is a fine matchup for Jey Uso's first title defense, because for one, there's just enough Jay doubters that actually think Logan Paul is going to win. There were just enough of them. But like Matt said, Jey Uso is not dropping this title until it's going to be for a big prize and a big paycheck. SummerSlam makes the most sense.
I have a question real quick before we go on to the next subject. So I actually thought they were going to be doing a switch of the titles.
I thought they might as well. It hasn't happened yet, so who knows?
Switch titles. Switch titles. How you mean?
Switch brands.
Put the Universal Belt, the unified, whatever they're calling it now, the WWE Championship on Raw, and put the heavyweight on SmackDown.
Because I thought that was going to happen too.
B title, B show, A title, A show.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Do you think that's part of why the issue?
I have no idea.
Okay, gotcha.
I have no idea. Again, I don't book the shows.
Undisputed.
I don't believe you.
Title.
Undisputed.
You may not book them, but you've got the script. So,
well, no, I definitely do not have the script.
Raw's the daddy of all these shows. I mean, it's the granddaddy now.
We've also got another match, the first match that was introduced on Raw. Becky Lynch challenging Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, which before we get into that, I've just been told we're at about 8 likes already. Again, we have a goal, double-digit likes. So
I say you better subscribe or we'll bash in some skulls, right?
Definitely hit that like button and definitely subscribe. All of our links are down below in the description. Actually, Jacob or Ego, can you while we are discussing, can you drop links for everyone's channels here?
Or no problem. I think Jacob Ironside got that at the very beginning too.
Right. So we have Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria, which I said this was going to happen, and it needs to happen, and this will be the best thing for Lyra. Becky Lynch is going to win the women's IC title next the weekend, and this will be the best thing for this title because it'll put a name with some prestige, a name with some cachet,
and personality of some sort.
So, as opposed to the women's US title, where you just made a lateral move or a step backwards, this is pushing the title forward because it'll be on Becky Lynch. It automatically becomes a more important title, and this gives Lyra the babyface chase to come from behind to endear her to the WWE audience at large. So thoughts on this, Matt?
Well,
with you.
Regardless of whether Lyra gets this title back right now or not, putting heel Becky Lynch, who knows how to heel it up, on this title, build up all that heel heat, prestige, get the title, it gives her a bit of a legacy. So when she does eventually drop it to someone on a face run, on someone on a face chase, so to speak, there's weight to it, especially considering Becky doesn't have losing the title eventually doesn't hurt Becky because she's in a Hall of Fame part of her career.
Lynch.
And I believe she's basically said if she's going to retire soon. So, end of her career, put the next guy over with whoever takes the title from her. And she just signed a five-year deal. Yeah, but that's like Randy Orton with his 5-year deal. They're not going to wrestle that much.
Oh yeah, he will. He will. Just watch. It'll happen. Brad, thoughts on the women's IC title?
I agree with you. I think that makes the most sense. Lyra, I mean, she's just there's not much to her now. This will give her something to build on, because she can't build on her character being the champion. She needs something, like you say, like she needs to become that person everyone wants to get behind. Otherwise, I think the thing she should use most in her matches is the black hole, which is basically her personality, because it's a complete black hole. Just stand her with a personality sucker, and that's how they win. She's black hole personality.
Oh, that's awful. That's so mean, but true. Ego, thoughts?
Wrong.
I didn't say a word for you.
Man,
you're not wrong.
I watched the tournament for the Intercontinental Championship for the women's division, and when Lyra won, I was like, "Did I miss something?"
No, that was a good match. That was a good match. That was a good match, Lyra and Dakota, because at one point both the women had the crowd invested in the match. So, which just says that the in-ring work is there. The in-ring work is there. It's everything else.
That's fair. I mean, but it's about, we're giving her the in-ring work. But I was like, after all that, I was like, I don't want to see anyone you wrestle. You wrestled. What is her name? Oh, goodness gracious! Which Alpha Academy? What's her name? Damn it,
Isla Dawn.
Yeah, you wrestled. Is it Isla?
No, isn't Dupree?
It's
Maxine Dupree.
That's a face. Academy. I was thinking
Alpha Academy.
Ivy Nile, you mean? Ivy Nile.
There we go. You wrestled Ivy Nile like 2 or 3 times. Then you wrestled Liv Morgan's bodyguard. It got very boring for 6 weeks for me.
Bailey.
And I'm like, I was like, I couldn't generate any excitement to vote for you, to root for you in any of these matches at all. I was not invested at all. The ring work to me wasn't the best. And outside of her entrance, like, there wasn't anything memorable about her. So I'm like, please put the belt on somebody else. I'll take it. If you want it to be Becky, fine. I don't care. I will take anything but Lyra at this point. I mean, trying her face against Becky might help, but damn, I doubt it.
You could almost substitute the word Lyra for Jade there.
No. Lyra can wrestle. Jade can't.
That's all it did.
And
I'm going for the triple.
Ego.
Just knocking him out of the park tonight.
He's on fire today. So we also got, obviously, we got the Randy Orton, John Cena for the WWE Undisputed Championship, and I've already heard folks say, "Oh my God, Randy's gonna win! It's in St. Louis. He's gonna win." No, he's not. No, he's not.
Cena's gonna embarrass him in front of his family.
Have you not seen enough WWE to know that when you're in your hometown, you generally lose? Just saying. Now, the promo that they did seemed a little odd at first, but Randy is a low-key good promo because the way he speaks and the way he delivers, it sounds very natural, very conversational. Where he's talking to Cena about, you need to be a dad. You need to have kids, John. It refocuses you. It centers you. And John's like, how dare you? I don't need to have kids because I've raised all these kids for 25 years. I'm like, good comeback, sir. Nice.
As good as that was, it's hard to, like, I know we're supposed to, every time they face a heel turn, just forget whatever they did, right? But when Randy's like, when you're having kids, centers you and all that, I flash back to my head of him terrorizing the McMahon family in the mansion with the kids with them and everything, you know.
Right. This is such a weird dynamic because we've seen Randy and Cena before, except Ego, because he missed the entire Cena run, which he was.
Yeah, because like Randy Orton is not known for any significant face rounds.
No,
everything we've from Randy is either
evil.
Is evil. Yeah.
It's the Bizarro verse.
Yes.
Yeah, you know?
Which again, I find this interesting. This is that's me. So I think we all agree Cena is going to win because there's still a lot of story left to tell.
Yeah.
In the Cena heel run here. Now he may do what Randy did in one of the last times that they were in the ring together and just slap the referee. Cena might and get DQ'd. Just saying. And this will come into our top 5 later on. Now we also got a match, which makes me think that because normally a B-tier premium live event is about a 5-match card for a Paul Levesque, but I think this match will be short enough that you can squeeze a 6th match in, and that is Gunther versus Pat McAfee. And I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
Joker, when you said the most compelling story, I thought you meant McAfee and Gunther.
I mean, okay, McAfee does have some in-ring experience back in NXT on Mania. Do I think that this is going to be a 10-minute anger match? No. This is going 5 minutes tops.
This is
doesn't need to be. Doesn't at best. At best.
The only thing McAfee get like 2 moves off and then get the ship ass kicked.
And this is going to be to set up Gunther for his next opponent, who, like Pat McAfee, is a former NFL player and has a 2-word promo, and that consists of "You're next."
Oh crap!
Because he's going to. This is true. He's gonna get.
That's a good one, man.
But because we know Goldberg wants his retirement match, and he called out Gunther back at Bad Blood, so we know that this match is going to happen. And again, Gunther just needs to chop the ever-living shit out of him, bust his chest open.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah. See?
A 10-12-minute match. Gunther can certainly put Goldberg over for 10 minutes.
Right.
Goldberg every great wrestler, but he's always in shape. So as long as the ego doesn't get in the way, which traditionally it doesn't. So, you know.
Put over as in y'all see Gunther losing to Goldberg or
no,
okay. All right.
That's
I
not
got
put
it.
over means. Put over means make the other guy look good.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah.
The anti HBK versus Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
God,
cool.
that
I'm okay with that.
overselling Sean did for that. Oh my God.
That was hilarious, man. I didn't know it was that bad.
Sean was so pissed.
What a great comedy.
Man.
So I think that there may get 2 matches. Now, one, I think we could get a tag match with the Can They Coexist Rhea and Io versus Roxanne and Julia. I because again, we haven't got an official announcement yet, but that all female Evolution premium live event, you want to start showcasing your top women talent on big stages. So I think that's possible. I also think the top story on Raw needs something in here to keep the storyline going. Braun and Seth versus Punk, and who knows if Roman is on vacation like he does every year. But you could put Punk and Sammy, and still have Braun and Seth win.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts on what we might see as another match for Backlash. Ego.
I less likely want to see the tag of Braun Breaker and Seth and more of the what should we call it?
The ladies.
I'm blanking. The ladies, yeah. I think I'd rather see that one. I don't know how they're going to be able to hold that kind of tension for another month if they don't do it for Backlash. So I'd rather see that now than have them drag it out and then it be lackluster versus the infinite possibilities you've got with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker and Roman Reigns and CM Punk. So I'd rather see the ladies up first. Which kind of sucks because I almost wish that Evolution was right after WrestleMania and then you had Backlash after that. But
Well, I find this interesting because at the end of June, we have the only Saudi show this year, Night of Champions.
Okay.
The weekend is the proposed Evolution show. So I think summer months, Saudi might be a little hot.
Yeah.
And the ladies have to be very much covered, and I'm sure those outfits don't breathe very, very well.
They don't.
So put the men on the Night of Champions card, put the ladies on the very next week. Just how.
So is this an apology PLE then?
No, I think it is to showcase the women's talent, because I mean you can make a case that WWE across all three brands has the best women's roster overall.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That's fair. Yes.
Okay. So Matt, thoughts about any possible matches?
Well, we saw something. I don't know. A little chit chat back between Chad and Pentagon. So Pentagon Jr. versus El Grande Americano, payback for Ray Phoenix. So Pentagon Jr. gets to win back, and that's starting to be a long-term feud between El Grande Americano and Pentagon Jr. Which goes into AAA, by the way. But they can segue into AAA.
I'm not sure if that's going to end up being a premium live event or if that's going to be a tournament just played out on WWE TV, because I like the tournament. I am not sure. Yeah, they got a lot. They got a lot of this stuff because they're going back to Australia. They're going to they got a the worlds collide with TNA, NXT, and AAA.
Wow, that's
huge.
Okay.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff going on. Brad, any thoughts?
I actually think it's a little too early to see anything with our new Dangerous Alliance as opposed to matches. I'd like to see them just continue to build the heat, a lot of threatening and everything, because it's too quick. Honestly, it's too quick.
Okay.
I'm totally fine with the women's match, but I also want to know where I could get some of this El Grande Americano merch that Chad was wearing. That's some premium looking stuff. I mean, that looks like Pedro for President style. I mean, that's some good stuff.
So all of this stuff kind of when WWE cooks, they can cook. I'm just saying. Hey, Mr. Roman of the Empire, which you can find Matt and myself on with him tomorrow night. Actually, Ego, drop a link for Roman's channel in the chat.
You got it.
Well, sir. So the overall state of the WWE, because let's face it, the last 2 weeks, there's been a lot of damage control being done, a lot of PR circling around one guy who just can't seem to shut his mouth.
Hey, Rock, go fuck yourself.
And he keeps making it a mess for everybody. Recently, The Rock decided to go after Dave LaRecca of the Busted Open. Now, I've watched Dave before. It's Dave and Mark. Ray, Tommy Dreamer. These are all folks. And Dave is a fan. Dave is a genuine pro wrestling fan. He is one of those. It's real to me. It matters to him. So he's very passionate. He's a very outspoken critic of Mr. Dwayne Johnson the last few weeks. And Dwayne decides to respond to one of his rants by saying, dude, it's all a work. Everything is a work. Every interview is a work. And then some folks brought up, so was your Pat McAfee interview a work as well? Even though you said you're talking as Dwayne, not as The Rock and this and that and the other. And then we're going to get a Netflix series called WWE Unveiled, I think it's called, where they're going to pull back the curtain. And they have footage from inside the writers' rooms, which got some WWE wrestlers kind of upset because on the whiteboard was proposed Mania matches. Their names were on that board, and they did not have a match at Mania. Oops. And then Paul Levesque also says that, he wishes there was a time when the veil was closed and you could suspend your disbelief. And it was a simpler time. And he wishes we could go back to days like that. And I'm like, this coming from the guy who insisted on the curtain call.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to pose this question because it gets brought up a lot, and I am not the only one who thinks this, because I also heard Jim Cornette on the drive-through. He also says this as well. Do you think behind the scenes that there is some politicking going on, and there is an actual bit of a power struggle between Dwayne Johnson and Paul? Is that Roman again?
It's time for the show to start.
Okay.
I was on mute.
Got it.
That's Matt's
So,
time for the show to start.
Do you think that there is some politicking going on and that there is some actual tension between Dwayne and Paul Levesque? Brad, I'll start with you.
It's a business, and there are competing partners running the business in the sense. Yes, there's politicking. Happens all the time. It's a corporate structure. People are trying to get their agendas across. Everyone's being friendly, and maybe they are generally friendly for each other. But look, Dwayne had an agenda when he was pushing Black Adam. He was trying to take over DC Studios. You think he still wouldn't like that? You still think he would? He's on the TKO board, but welcome to the Rock's WWE. I mean, come on. I mean, he has a little bit of an ego.
Speaking of a little ego, your thoughts?
I am not a little ego. I am 201 pounds of absolute destruction. Just understand that right there. All right.
That is so cute.
So you're made of antimatter? Is that what you're saying?
You said what?
You're made of antimatter? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, that sounds better. I like that. I'm actually going to go with that. Thank you, Matt. I think that it's I think there is politicking go on, and there is some beef there. I'm trying to figure out, because I heard about his Dwayne's bullshit movie that's coming out. What is it called? Machine. Yeah, which sounds like a terrible porn parody of a real movie, but nonetheless, I digress. I'm trying to figure out when that movie comes out. Do you guys anyone know when it's supposed to come out?
The fall.
The fall. I mean, it's better that you didn't. It's really better that you didn't.
October. So right toward the end of the year, because Dwayne wants to get. Guess what, folks?
Sure.
Oscar consideration.
Oscar, yeah, dude, it's A24. A24 puts out like the most Oscar-worthy movies. So the fact that everyone heard he signed with A24, they're already trying to give it Oscar buzz.
No. He worked with A24. This is still $7 Productions.
Oh, fuck, it is with A24. Yes. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, this shit's in the shitter. No. I mean, people are already saying it deserves an Oscar for makeup alone. I showed Shiro a picture. She's like, "That's The Rock in a wig." I'm like, okay, great. I'm not the only person that thinks this. So I'm thinking that he'll have persistent antagonism with Paul Levesque until about June or July, and the shit's gonna disappear, and you're gonna get corporate cheerleader Rock to push his bullshit movie. So I mean, I do think that the minute his shit flops again, he's got back to back flops. The antagonism is probably gonna get turned up, and he's probably gonna wind up showing up again, trying to infuse some sort of stipulation for WrestleMania 42. It's irritating as hell.
You're not wrong.
And predictable. And honestly, I'm very upset that I've gotten to this point because it's very irritating when it's like you won't let the shit go. So that's kind of where I think it's going to wind up happening. But I think there is politics going on.
Matt, thoughts?
I mean, there's always politics going on, but I subscribe to the everything's a work hypothesis of pro wrestling. So even when it starts out as not a work, eventually they realize there's money to be made and they turn everything to a work. And if you don't believe that, the Hardys and their alcoholism and drug abuse got turned into a work. Randy Orton versus his girlfriend got turned into a work. The Sandman and New Jack setting a fan on fire got turned into a work. Like everything gets turned into a work eventually. And now the question is The Rock, using sort of like corporate power to wedge himself in there? I doubt that. I think he just came in, had a bad idea, which they went with, plus maybe those owed a favor or whatever, and then they turned into the work past it. And the question is, are they going to keep trying to go back to this idea, or we got us to the point, we got the good thing out of it, the John Cena thing, we got the one good thing out of it, right? So are they going to stop right there and be done with it, or are they going to come back in with another rock insertion and ruin it? So there's the question.
Okay. Here's my thought on the whole. Is there tension between Paul Levesque and Dwayne? Would Dwayne Johnson like to have his guy, Brian Gewirtz, in Paul Levesque's seat? Yes, he would. Ari Emanuel, the president of Endeavor TKO, is not only The Rock's friend, he's his agent. Nick Khan, the president of the WWE, has been Dwayne's friend since they were kids. If I'm Paul Levesque, I'm starting to sleep with one eye open. Because the minute this shit starts to do a downturn, Dwayne could very easily make a play. And now I would never think this unless he's already tried to do it at Warner Bros. Others.
I was going to say the irritating thing is you would see from The Rock's standpoint, from all the roles he's played to the way he's moved with WB and the way he's moving now, he's not a creator and not a long-term planner or a thinker.
Right.
And that's the issue I have with it too. Go ahead. Sorry.
Do I think that The Rock was pivotal in the WWE being acquired by Endeavor? Absolutely. Do I think he was pivotal in the Netflix deal? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No question. But like Ego said, he doesn't think long-term storytelling. So if you want to go back to Vince McMahon style booking, just minus all the sex allegations, allegedly, just remove Paul Levesque and insert Dwayne's team.
What evidence do we have of Dwayne being creative beyond his own character? I mean, yes, Triple H was creative he was creative as his own character, but at some point he started going backstage. I mean, I remember watching some biographies. He's like, I want to learn the business. Dwayne understood the business as to how to promote himself. He didn't understand how to run a promotion.
No. So the issue I'm having is that everything you want to know about how The Rock would try to do this was how WB played out with Black Adam and WB. The issue wasn't the fact that he tried to make all these moves. It's the fact that his character is essentially more or less the bad guy. Like, it's like saying, for people that don't know, if the Joker used magic, you're like, okay, it's the Joker though. So who do you expect him to face his next week? Oh, Batman. Like, no, psych, it's Superman. You're like, what the fuck? Like, why would you do that? That's not your guy. It's like, no, but that's what the Joker wanted, to face Superman. You're like, in what world, in what writing, in what creative endeavor? Never. It's like, oh, that's what The Rock wanted to do. That's how he's going to try to push things. In no way do you have Black Adam versus Superman without a mention of Shazam. So if he's going to move like that at WB, there's no telling the shit he'll try to pull with WWE at Netflix. I'd force him the fuck out.
So this kind of just goes to the overall thing, and WWE is not helping themselves right now because, as I've said a few weeks ago when we talked about companies, one is allergic to storytelling, one's not telling good stories at the time because they're comfortable, and being comfortable is the worst place you can be, because AEW is not a threat to the WWE. TNA, not a threat. They just picked up one of the bigger lucha promotions, arguably the second biggest. They're in a partnership with Aragold. They're selling out arena after arena after arena, selling out, but they're making record numbers. I mean, just for an example, WrestleMania 41 made more money than WrestleMania 40 with 30,000 less people in attendance.
Damn.
Just saying.
Man.
So, is Paul Levesque perfect? Absolutely not. We have gone over his flaws on this channel numerous times. But do I think the product is in a better place now than when it was with Vince? Absolutely. I would agree with. I would make that. I would make that.
Yeah, clearly in a better place. And with the new owners who own the whole thing, that they're going to be way less tolerant of BS. And
let's hope. Let's hope. All right. So this was mentioned earlier, as it was brought up as we were talking about the Rock's film. Well, someone else is not going to be on WWE TV for a bit. Liv Morgan. Source describes that she has an upcoming film, and this is an upcoming film project as the kind of opportunity that could cement Morgan as an it girl in Hollywood if the project hits as internally projected. Now, this is not going to be a superhero film. So she is going to be playing in a lead dramatic role. That's what I am hearing. So I'm glad that Paul Levesque is allowing his talent to seek other opportunities, because this would have never happened under Vince. Which, by the way, most of the WWE talent that has these Hollywood agents, they're all with the same company, Paradigm. Guess who owns Paradigm?
Who owns Paradigm?
Endeavor.
Just a bitch.
Which means Silver Lake got them too then.
Right.
This is a bunch of double dipping. Got it. Okay.
Right. So it is time, folks, for the staple of this show. It is the Ones That Is Overbooked Top 5, which, by the way, if you've been watching for a while, thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that like button because I think we're at like nine likes. We're like one away from double-digit likes. So let's make this happen.
I'd say you better subscribe or we'll bash in some skulls, right?
So the way this works is we have a category and we give our top 5 responses. Now we score this on a point system. Our number 5 pick gets the 1 point. Our number 1 pick gets 5 points. So at the end, we have a scientific, definitive answer. And this week's topic, since we're on the John Cena heel turn run, 5 opponents that we want to see, with the caveat that the final that your number 1 and number 2 are who you think will actually dethrone John Cena. So we're going to start with our number 5s. Mr. LeftEyeEgo, you're number 5, sir.
Okay, I know he's on SmackDown, and I know it on paper it doesn't make sense. I know. I'm just saying what I would like to see. R-Truth. As hilarious as that sounds for someone that's 15 years older than Cena to say that he looked up to him as a kid and now it's his dream to be like, I need to take down the man that's turned heel and went from my, as an inspiration to like the Break-A-Wish guy. I have to avenge for the Break-A-Wish kids. I would have R-Truth on there for the partly for the hilarity. Yeah, partly for the hilarity, but the other part was it would actually make a decent storyline to the next PLE.
Because Cena can't handle the truth.
Yes, there it is.
Mr. Brad, you're number 5.
So when I did this, I really went off who I actually thought would be, as opposed to just like who I wanted to be. Okay. Honestly, I figured that most of them have to be faces. But I'm going with someone who's really not a face right now. I think really he's playing more of an anti-hero. I think Drew McIntyre I'm going to put in the mix.
Nice. That'd be nice.
Kind of an avenging angel type character is what he's doing now. Trying to point out rights and wrongs.
And he never lies. He never lies.
And Seth is trying to do it differently on Raw, but I think Drew. It'd be a good match, and Drew looks like a bruising character and would probably be able to help Cena through it. Because let's be honest, these aren't going to be long matches. Ooh. They shouldn't be. I mean, we saw what happened.
Mr. Ultimo Matissimo Jr., you're number 5.
So I did this list with I had to answer one question before I could do my list. Is Cena going to is he going to go into retirement as a heel and then they face turn him with the retirement party? Or is he going to face turn after he drops the title and have like one final big feud as a face? And I went with the latter, which is he's going all the way out as a heel and they'll rehab him as a face with the retirement ceremony.
Gotcha.
So with that logic, and not counting, and it would be cheating to say Randy Orton because you already got that patch. So
yeah,
right.
No, right. AJ Styles, he would lose the feud to Cena, which is fine. He won't hurt AJ to lose. Put Cena over in a big feud. Couple matches, maybe peek it out at SummerSlam or whatever. That's the end. That's the height of Cena's heel run is defeating, having a good series of matches with AJ. That's what he's number 5.
Okay, Ego, I'm with you. R-Truth would be for the sheer fun of it. And again, this could be someone that you would want Cena to just waffle stomp to gain some of that heel, to gain some much needed heel heat. So, yeah, R-Truth. Ego, you're number 4.
Man, I was having a hard time with this one, but I have to go with McIntyre too. I mean, it's one of those. I don't lie. I'm here to point out and right wrongs. And he's finished with the whole issue with having to wrestle. What is his name? Good gracious.
Damian
Not Punk. Priest. There we go. Damian Priest. So I mean, I think it'll be a new step up for him. It puts him at least in the title conversation now, so he's not middling in the middle of just settling beefs. Be a good one-off, decent mic works. I'm gonna go with Drew McIntyre for number 4.
Okay. Brad, you're number 4.
Speaking of getting out of the mid card, LA Knight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I time for him to get out of that mid card, make at least a little bit, starting to poke his toe into the deep waters of the championship, and I think it'd be good. Again, he wouldn't have to do a lot. That's the thing; they would not have to do a lot. So I'd be good for him.
Okay. Matt, you're number 4.
Well, we saw him just appear, Sami Zayn.
Okay.
Someone who won her to lose to Cena is currently a face. Ties into that sort of, Cena's kind of on the dark bloodline side because of The Rock, so you kind of a loose tie in there. This is going to come back up with the next guy I mentioned, by the way. And post SummerSlam, whatever have a couple fights on TV, next pay-per-view, defeat Sami Zayn. There you go.
Got it. Gotcha. So, Matt, your number 5 is my number 4. AJ Styles. There's already history there, and I think it would just be a good, fun match because with John is limited. He in how many actual appearances he has. So these feuds, there's not going to be anything long and sustained. It's going to be PLE cycle to PLE cycle. And I think for just a brief time to run back Cena and AJ is a fine thing to do. Ego, you're number 3, sir.
Number 3, I will also go with AJ Styles. Like you guys said, there is history there. I think that the issue with Seth Rollins and CM Punk, as well as Braun Breaker and Roman Reigns, that might take some time to kind of like flash itself out. So in the immediacy of it, next few months, I would have AJ Styles be the next contender for John Cena on there.
Okay. Brad, you're number 3.
I'm going with another person who is now a face and someone who John Cena has never beaten, Roman Reigns.
Nice.
And also would be a good way to obviously they're both on their limited schedule engagements, but it's a big draw match. The Tribal Chief against the head bad guy right now. So he's got Roman's got the crowd behind him, and it would give Cena the chance to say, I still won.
Right.
I'm 17, and now I got it over you. So,
Matt, you're number 3.
So I was debating with number 3 if I would combine 2 and 3 with Cena in a triple threat match or not.
Okay.
Because my number 3 on its own is Roman Reigns.
Okay.
The question is, can Roman still not? Would Roman look weak losing to John Cena? Is my question. So, I'm gonna because number 2 is the one who takes the title from him. Okay.
Right.
So Cena would get the pin. Reigns would not look weak by not getting a pin. Number 2 would get the pin. But now I'm going to go with that. So it's my number. I have to do my number 2 as well at this time. So my number 2 is CM Punk, who's going to
Whoa. You're number 3.
Roman Reigns.
Okay.
He's combining it with his number 2.
They're in the same match though with the number 2.
Oh. Okay.
So is he saying it's a triple threat?
Triple threat. We only have 5 months. We only have 5 months, guys. 5 months. So and so Punk, Reigns, Cena in a triple threat match at what's in September.
Who knows?
Whatever. Yeah. And Punk wins the title and gets the title there.
Okay. My number 3 is also the OTC, Roman Reigns. This is the money match. You can do this at a Saudi show. So I think this is a big pay 8 day. So again, it would just be a good match. All right, Ego. We're at number 2s. Someone who you think will dethrone John Cena. You're number 2, sir.
Someone that I think is going to overtake him. Man, I wrote this down when I was thinking it, and I honestly think it would be Braun Breaker to me.
Really? Wow.
To me, yeah, because I will say this. This is the second week in which I've been annoyingly correct, like JV. When I said that Braun Breaker needed Paul Heyman for his singles push. When we did our top 5 men's last year, I was like, Braun Breaker was in my top 5. I said, I didn't know what his mic work was like, but I said, if he got Paul Heyman to be his mic work guy, that he would have a legitimate shot at becoming the champ. And I would like to see that big guy be Braun Breaker. So I however they construe it or set it up, I think that Braun Breaker would be the guy to end his title reign, and for someone that Cena would put over that hasn't already been put over by someone else for the heavyweight title, the undisputed title.
So you really want this to happen so you could say that you're right like me.
It should be a compliment to you that I said yes.
You just made the list.
Brad, you're number 2.
Before I give it, I just want to say, I know you run the show, you run the list, but I would like to suggest, and this would require research from all this, top 5 worst ego takes in the last year. I mean,
we could do
it's only April. What the hell?
In the last year, April to April. I mean, that's a whole show on its own. Maybe 2 or 3 shows. I mean, it's forever.
Possibly.
Anyway, my number 2 is the man who has yet to get his rematch, Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
It's obviously the rematch is a possibility. Cody's probably taking some time off. I don't know. Is he doing a movie or something?
No, he's just taking time. I'm off. I mean, I'd say he's earned it.
Yeah, he's earned it. So he can definitely come back and have instant rivalry, having lost at WrestleMania, and hopefully they'd put on a better match and someone bars Travis Scott from the ring.
Oh God.
Well, you're not wrong.
All right, Matt, you're number 2, which you already said is Punk.
Yeah, Punk. And Punk gets the title, and he'll have a long run with that title, at least a year.
Okay. My number 2. The whole thing that John is doing with this title is he's going to retire with it, and he's going to freeze everyone's legacy with it, because he's going to be the last real champion. He's going to ruin professional wrestling. So the most appropriate person to save, and ironically, who's going to be the savior of professional wrestling? The guy who's been called a cancer in locker rooms. It's CM Punk, which would just be beautiful. And I see it at Money in the Bank. Run that back with the roles reversed. And Punk takes the title, goes into the crowd, and blows everyone a kiss. Perfect. That's what I want to happen. Okay. Now, Ego, you're number 1.
My ego's number 1 is the only person I've seen silence John Cena in a promo, and that is CM Punk. I mean, perfect change of the guard of such, if you want to go that far from some of the promos that I've seen that they've done in years prior. You know, Cena left to go Hollywood, Punk stepped in and carried the WWE on his back. Only fitting to kind of circle back to that and prove that CM Punk is indeed that guy. I mean, so for almost the last year and some change, CM Punk really hasn't had a title opportunity that was legitimate. It's always to get him into the conversation or to get a way into the championship, never having his match. So I'd say if there's anyone that you would want to be more deserving to be over to stop the heel Cena run and to, further cement Cena retiring as a bad guy to get inducted into the Hall of Fame as a face later on, it'd be CM Punk.
Okay. Brad, you're number one.
Unsurprisingly, I'm going with the person I picked a long time ago when we figured out that John Cena would be winning the championship, CM Punk. History repeats itself. It's nostalgia, and it gets Punk. I'm going to agree with Matt. He's going to go on a long title run, and I think it's going to go all the way to WrestleMania, where he will get his final WrestleMania moment, and that would probably be the end of Punk being a long, a consistent, active in-ring wrestler. He'll be in his mid-40s. He's probably going to move on to a backstage role at some point, but he'll go out on top.
And he'll probably just move down. Well, he'll probably have a second home in Orlando with.
Oh, that's true.
Punk will never have a backstage role at any wrestling organization.
Oh yes, you.
Unless he owns it.
Yes, he will. It's good. He's gonna be when Shawn retires. Punk is taking that. Punk is taking that.
And he'll get fired 6 months later because he'll burn everything.
Okay, you know what? And you'll be wrong, and that's fine. Go, Matt. You're number one.
So my number one would have been Kevin Owens, but he's out for like a year, and that goes back to when Kevin Owens first came up, and Vince wanted to squash him, and Cena refused to do it, and Cena put him over in 3 great matches, and Cena even said that Kevin Owens should have won that feud, but Vince said Cena had to win it. He came out later and said that, So it would have been Kevin Owens to end the career to make up for what Vince did. But that being said, so Cena's already lost the title in my logic. He's a heel, so he's got to lose a match to a younger face who has a lot of buzz going on. It's only 5 months from now. So he goes out with a great feud, ending in a Hell in a Cell match with Pentagon Jr.
Penta?
Yeah.
Okay.
With special guest referee, Stone Cold Steve Austin. There we go.
Overbooked. Okay, wow, you just really live the name here.
Hey, I'm booking the dream,
I dig it.
Penta, that's definitely a choice. In a Hell in a Cell.
I'm trying to understand the mechanics of the match.
Okay.
Oh, wait! In a few months,
audio just died.
They'll release Penta on WWE 20.
I'll be back in a second.
All right, man. So my number one, again, CM Punk is who I want. What I think is going to happen, it's Cody Rhodes. I think Cody is the logical pick to dethrone Cena. That is just how I'm seeing it. And yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
So you guys all have Cena losing in the final match?
No.
Nah. Just one in between.
I think he could lose at SummerSlam.
No. Well, that's possible. I see Cena. I don't even see Cena's last appearance actually even having a match. Just have a premium live event or a Saturday night's main event. Just focused around him. He's gone out as a babyface and going out with a blaze of glory. So we will see. So that's our top fives. And Mr. Brad Lee Burnett, who came out because with my own numbers, I believe we have a definitive top spot.
Yeah, we got a definitive top spot. We got a surprise at number 3.
Okay.
And a tie at number 2.
Okay, so who came in third?
Punk.
I'm sorry, what?
Punk.
Third.
Oh, third. Sorry. Right now, third is Penta
with 5 points.
with 5 points.
Actually, doesn't AJ have more points than that?
AJ
6?
has 3.
No.
Oh, hold on. I missed one. I'm sorry. Hold on. You are correct. I missed that one, AJ. So AJ has 6. Correct.
Okay. And actually, I think Cody has 8, I believe.
I have Cody at 9.
Okay.
Wait, I wrote something down wrong. Hold on. Who did you have less? Hold on. I wrote something down wrong.
If Cody has 9.
Wait, who's your number 1? I missed it. I wrote
Cody.
Okay, then yeah, Cody has 9 because I had him at 4.
Okay.
So that's 9.
So
Roman has 9 as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we got AJ Styles at number 3, Roman Reigns at number 2, and number 1 is
CM Punk.
the Second City Saint.
You know what? Actually, with Cody and Roman being tied at 9, that makes Matt's triple threat possible.
It's possible. You never know. Very possible. Speaking of Matt, Mr. Ultimo Matissimo Jr., what do you have coming up, sir?
We got Roman's show tomorrow. We're talking about some sort of music-related movies. I'm not 100% sure exactly how Roman's defining that, so we'll see when we get there. Next week, we got Wednesday is overbooked, obviously. And I'll try to put some video on my channel this weekend. And I know I sound lackluster about it. It's just, I'm trying to get myself back into swing. When you stop doing something like you do regularly, and you try to get back into it, and you like everything that seemed easy, you're now like tedious to do. Yeah. So that's where I stand.
Mr. Duke Devil 95, what do you have coming up, sir?
Normally, I'm on Static 2020's weekend pregame on Thursdays, but I will be out of town. I'm going to Miami to watch the Miami Grand Prix this weekend, so I won't be doing any videos. But I did put on my channel this morning, on my YouTube channel and my Rumble channel, the most recent Wormhole Watch. Also, I will be putting on later tonight Wormhole Watch with Grok. At the end of Wormhole Watch, we have Grok do an analysis, and we do the different personalities of Grok, including unfiltered, unhinged Grok. And she is a dirty AI, and it is a Rumble exclusive. So you have to go find them there and be afraid of AI Grok.
Wow. Alrighty. And Mr. LeftEyeEgo, what do you have coming up, sir?
All right. So I'm going to confirm with one of my collaborators, but the next video that you will see me do is probably going to be a live stream and a review of the movie Sinners. There's a lot of talk about it, but I got to break it down because some people really come out of the moron shack for a Ryan Coogler movie, and we have to talk about it. So that's coming up soon.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All righty. And
Blade.
As for myself, I will be on with Matt, with Roman of the Empire tomorrow, talking about our favorite music-themed films. You can also catch me right back here with these lovely and intelligent and talented human beings for another week of the world of professional wrestling with Wednesday Night is Overbooked. Again, check those links down below. All of our links, Joker Voice merch store. And until next week, folks, I want to wish you a great rest of your week. Keep talking, keep smiling, always have fun. Until next time, toodles.
And here we go.
is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.